S.H.A.R.E wanted to get involved with Pioneer Village actually last year, and with limited resources, limited people, it's hard always to get everything that you want done. And we were still working with the Beatty Park. This year, with some Dominion funds, is when we could really get the effort off the ground, find out from John Goff what needed to be done, that we could go in one day and do it for them, and it would be of some value. And I think because some of us came from Salem, lived in Salem, or just close to Salem, we knew that that little piece of property was a historic gem. And a lot of people in Salem wanted to see it open on a regular basis. And I think we were trying to help John do that.
Well, I'm a retired Salem Harbor Power Plant employee, but I grew up in Salem. I lived here for 27 years, and I'm retired now. I want to do something. I want to give back something, and I like all the people in S.H.A.R.E. I mean, it's not just ex-employees or retired employees. It's businessmen, and friends with everybody, and we work as a team trying to do something for Salem, you know. And we're going to continue. And with Dave Beatty Park, for one, mostly that's a big project. Dave Beatty Park is a focal point, but we want to do other stuff for Salem too, and try with the media and everything to get more residents of Salem involved. It's not just us; it's for them too. So the more the merrier. Many hands make light work, and that's really all it is. I just like being around these people and working with them, especially the work part. That I do better than talk. So. Okay, working at Salem Harbor Power Station, I do know it has 3 Beverly cables and 3 Salem cables. It's important for local distribution. There's high lines that go to Cape Ann and towards Boston. And if we don't always have to depend on outside people producing power, pushing it north. We can go south, but it's like having a power station in your own backyard. It's like having your own little Coleman generator. It's, you know, the power's going to be here no matter what happens to the rest of the country. No matter if something goes wrong like it did years ago in the blackout. You have the power here that'll feed Cape Ann right to Boston, and 30 miles or 50 miles local power, and even further than that it can power the grid up. So, and, also, as for the Salem Harbor Station being down for that 6 months, people thought, well, that means we don't need them. Well, actually, all other power stations stayed online because Salem wasn't here. They didn't do their shutdowns. Where they get their state inspections and everything, they held off because the power was needed. When Salem Harbor Power Station comes back on their units, other stations can shut down and do their work and keep their safety and reliability going. So it is still a necessity power station.
Our group members did an analysis of what Salem Harbor produces versus a standard windmill, and to equal what Salem Harbor produces, is 735 megawatts, you would need to flatten Salem and erect windmills, which obviously that would never happen. As we've talked about Seabrook Station, which is a single unit nuclear unit in Seabrook, New Hampshire, 1,500 megawatts. If that was to come offline, trip offline for one reason or another, the independent system operators, again, you'd go into the region, would have to have a means of picking up 1,500 megawatts. Salem Harbor in total is 735. So just looking at what they would need. So the importance of having a Unit 4, which typically is on standby. They could obviously bring Salem Unit 4 up in a matter of a number of hours, but that could be a means of supplementing the loss of a Seabrook. And they would call on other units, which are probably more than likely sitting idle, as a means of hopefully picking up the loss of a large unit, such as the one at Seabrook. So the general public obviously doesn't see this, doesn't hear about it. They hear the negative impact. They bring environment pollution laws or pollution issues, which we in being a compact city, or most of the cities are old or congested, roads aren't spread out where we have the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, which moves buses, diesel-powered buses, all over the place, and a fair amount of that pollution that people are breathing are coming from the buses, just trucks that are transporting the goods to the various stores. Actually, Salem State has two large boilers there with no environmental pollution control systems. They fall within a framework that they don't have to produce as clean as Salem Harbor does. So there are a lot of other sources of air pollution, but because Salem Harbor is the biggest one on the block, they get the brunt of the hit from the environmentalists. Jamie O'Hara, and the group's name is Salem Harbor Alliance for Reliable Energy, or S.H.A.R.E. So again, we were founded in March of 2003.